Once you stop begging for love, his attitude changes in these 5 ways. Have you ever noticed that the more you keep asking a man to love you right, the colder he becomes? The more you explain your pain, the less he listens. The more you beg for attention, affection, communication, respect, the more he behaves like you are disturbing his peace. But something strange happens the day you get tired, the day you stop begging, the day you become emotionally unavailable to manipulation, the day you say, "I will no longer force a grown man to value me." Suddenly, his attitude starts changing. And no, it is not magic. It is psychology. It is power shift. It is human nature. In this video, I want us to talk about the 5 uncomfortable ways a man changes when he realizes you are no longer starving for his love. And trust me, number 5 is the one many women misunderstand, and it costs them dearly. And in the comments section, tell me, have you ever begged a man to love you? Let us talk. 1. He suddenly starts paying attention to things he ignored before. You see, when you are constantly begging for love, men get used to your noise. Yes, your complaints become background sound. Your tears become routine. Your "please talk to me," your "why are you acting distant," your "can we fix this?" It all starts sounding like a song he has heard too many times. Why? Because he knows one thing: no matter how he behaves, you are still there trying to make it work, and human beings rarely respect what they are sure they cannot lose. That is a painful truth mature women learn late. But the day you go quiet, not childish silent treatment, I mean mature emotional withdrawal, you stop explaining, you stop chasing conversations, you stop fighting for connection alone. That is when he notices the absence. Suddenly, he's asking, "Are you okay? You seem different. What happened? Why are you distant?" The same man who ignored your emotional screams starts reacting to your silence, because silence has a way of forcing a person to hear what they were comfortably ignoring. And that takes us to the second change, because attention is never where it ends. 2. He begins testing whether he still has control over you. When a man notices that your begging has stopped, his first fear is not always love. Sometimes it is loss of control, especially if he has become comfortable being the emotional center of your life. He was used to you calling first, texting first, apologizing first, trying first. He was used to your energy revolving around him like he's the sun. So when that energy disappears, he becomes unsettled. And this is where he starts testing. He may suddenly text, "Hey, stranger." He may start acting unusually sweet. He may ask random questions. He may even create little drama. Why? He wants to know, can I still pull her emotionally whenever I want? This is not always romance. Sometimes it is ego checking. He wants reassurance that the door to your desperation is still open. That is why mature women must be careful here, because many women see this little attention and think, he has changed. No, not yet. Sometimes he is only checking if his remote control still works. And if he sees that one small text makes you run back emotionally, he relaxes again. Which leads to the third shift. 3. He starts respecting boundaries he once mocked. There is something men understand quickly. A woman who no longer begs is a woman discovering self-respect. And self-respect changes the atmosphere of a relationship. Before, when you were pleading for basic affection, he could postpone your needs. He could dismiss your standards. He could make you feel like asking for decency was asking for too much. But once you begin operating from, "If it is not given willingly, I can live without it," your energy changes. You become less negotiable, less emotionally cheap, less available for nonsense. You no longer argue endlessly. You simply detach from what dishonors you. And that unsettles him, because now consequences are real. Now he sees this woman can actually leave emotionally, mentally, maybe physically. Now he notices your standards were not empty threats. This is when some men begin respecting timing, communication, your personal space, your emotional requests. Not because they suddenly became saints, but because they finally sense that access to you is no longer guaranteed. And when access feels threatened, behavior often adjusts. But there is another side to this that is even more revealing. 4. He becomes more curious about your life than before. This one is almost funny when you think about it. When you were always available, he was relaxed. He knew your schedule, he knew your emotions, he knew your heart was parked at his gate. No mystery, no uncertainty, no challenge. But the moment you redirect your energy into your own life, you become interesting again. You start posting less for him and living more for yourself. You stop giving daily emotional reports. You laugh without informing him why. You become busy healing, working, sleeping peacefully, enjoying your own company. Now he begins wondering, who is she talking to? What is keeping her occupied? Why does she look okay without me? Sometimes men do not appreciate your presence until your emotional dependence disappears, because dependence is predictable, but detachment is intriguing. The woman who was once easy to emotionally manage now feels unreachable, and unreachable things create curiosity. Yet the biggest change is not attention, not curiosity, not boundary respect. The deepest one is this final point. He is forced to confront whether he truly loves you or just loved your neediness. This is the hardest truth. Sometimes a man was never responding to love. He was responding to convenience. He enjoyed being needed. He enjoyed being chased. He enjoyed being the one with the upper hand. He enjoyed your emotional labor, but he mistook that arrangement for relationship. So when you stop begging, the arrangement collapses. Now there is no woman overfeeding his ego, no woman constantly proving loyalty, no woman cushioning his neglect with understanding. Now he has to ask himself a serious question. Do I genuinely value this woman, or did I only enjoy being worshipped by her? And this is where his true character reveals itself. A man who truly loves you may become intentional, more open, more present, more accountable, because he realizes he was losing something real. But a man who only loved your desperation may become angry, manipulative, or disappear, because what he misses is not you, he misses control. And mature women need to know the difference, because too many women return simply because a man reacted. Reaction is not always transformation. Sometimes it is panic. If anything in this video spoke to your experience, I want you to type in the comments section, "I stopped begging." Let us hear each other. Also, give this video a thumbs up so more women can find this conversation. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe now, because on this channel we have honest, mature woman conversations that many people are too scared to say out loud. And share this video with a sister who is still exhausting herself trying to force love.